Good. Congratulations, Commander. You sent those bastards packing. They'll bloody well think twice before they try to invade us again.
That was a win-win for everyone, Commander. Well, not the Reds. For them, it was more of a lose-lose. It's too bad our other commanders don't have your can-do attitude. I'll tell you what, Bingham, I like this new commander. Let's send him to France so he can kick a little more commie butt.
Actually, sir, I was considering that very possibility.
I guess great minds do think alike. And just to show you I'm not all talk, I'm sending you our toughest, meanest covert commando. Boys, I'd like you to meet Tanya.
Hello, gentlemen.
Tanya's the best we have. She can kill a man 15 different ways with her bare hands, so a word of advice, don't get on her bad side.
Commander, the Soviet general you beat back at Brighton Beach has retreated to the south of France. He captured Cannes and kidnapped all our brass down there. I'll take out their naval port, but you'll have to take care of the rest.
Allied forces are spread across Europe, trying to retake what the Soviets have conquered. But you are needed in the south of France, where the Soviets have set up a strategic naval port. They've also captured some Allied officials and are holding them hostage in the area. Special Agent Tanya will assist you on the ground. Bonne chance, Commander.
The Soviets are entrenched in Cannes and have set up a naval blockade in this region. We cannot attack head-on. However, we have detected vulnerabilities in the Soviet perimeter and are sending an infiltration team to break through their ranks. Here is what we need you to do. Infiltrate the Soviet island harbors. Find a way to eliminate the naval blockade. Leaders from several Allied nations are pinned in the convention center. Clear the Soviet forces from the area so they can evacuate. We also have a wing of Allied aircraft trapped here. Try to recover it if possible. Agent Tanya will be joining us for this mission. Good luck.
The Soviets have control of the port and are holding important Allied leaders hostage. You'll need to rescue them and take out the port. For that, you'll need Tanya. This is going to be...
Yeah, we're short on time here. Commander, I'm gonna be your commando on the ground. Are you ready? All right, let's go.
Enemy units detected. New
Agent
objective received.
I'll make myself at home.
Sir, Commander Warren here. My men will hold off the Soviet ground attacks and go after the hostages. It's time we hit back.
All right, Commander, let's get...
Yes, that's who you think it is. And yes, it is very strange to see him in a video game, particularly one like Red Alert. However, that's not really what we have to worry about right now. We have perhaps one of the worst no-build missions I've ever played, and that's a pretty high award to give out. Notably, you only get one Tanya, and the rest of the mission tries to play like a normal mission, so you kind of have to deal with, you know, infinitely spawning units on the islands, and a sort of back and forth that doesn't really go anywhere with the AI because they're just not good enough to do anything. At the same time, you're extremely limited on anything you can build or use because Tanya is supposed to be the focal point here, and the only thing you can have to help her out are spies. You can also see on our construction bar, like, we have there's no ships we can build, there's no power plants or anything else we can add to our forces. It's really just hoping that Randy Couture does not himself get overwhelmed by enemy units, which doesn't typically happen.
Objective complete. New construction options.
You got a target?
Ultimately, it just means that Tanya has to do everything by herself. And so you have to wait on her to do those things. It's also particularly telling that Red Alert 3 does not apparently have explosive barrels, or at least, if we ever do see any, they're certainly not used in the same capacity as prior games, which I think is a very notable problem in this game.
Watching Allied vehicles explode is all the entertainment I'll ever need.
There's also problems with the pathing for some reason in this game. I'd never really noticed it before, but particularly with the spies trying to get onto these islands, and the fact that there's only oh so many places that they can do that, it seems to cause problems. So you end up with this really annoying just fact of life where you have to send spies into the nuclear reactors. The reactors take down the power. The Tesla coils aren't useful anymore. Tanya comes in, destroys the Tesla coils, presumably doesn't die to them, and then you go on a little bit of a rampage and hopefully clear out things faster before, you know, the power reignites and whatever. If you lose Tanya, it's not the end of the world, because you can just rebuild her. It's kind of weird when you think about it, especially considering the mission type. The upgrades on the map also don't quite matter. I guess technically, if you happen to lose your first Tanya and you retrain her or whatever, you can use, you know, the experience crate to help her out in that sense, but it's not really necessary whatsoever. So once you get spies into all of the unique buildings for the Port Authority, you have the Tanya into the Port Authority building, like the main one on the second island.
Attention, Soviet fleet. Return to harbor immediately. There is evidence of onboard insurgents. All vehicles subject to search. So long, suckers!
Enemy base detected.
Locked and loaded. We've got him on the run, Commander. Let's press and finish him off.
And then magically all of the Soviet boats outside of the like 4 dreadnoughts that are on the coast self-destruct. Sure, whatever.
Got a target?
Enemy units detected.
Don't worry about a thing.
I do have to admit though, I don't really like this Tanya. For some reason, there's just something about the look. Like, give her a pixie cut or make her look more like Joanna Dark, I guess. I don't know. I'm just not really... I'm more curious as to this choice of character design than from other ones we've seen in the past. Now, even though Randy Couture or Warren, whatever, has had numerous hours at this point to build up all of his forces, because the AI just casually walks into the Dreadnought fire time and time again, they lose all of their stuff. And then, on top of that, they end up fighting whatever the Soviets actually throw at them. So, you have to build some forces to, you know, destroy the base. Obviously, I didn't do this quite correctly. I should have taken out more of the power nuclear reactors. Not that that would have made much of a difference, but destroying the construction yard should have been more of a priority.
We're on it, sir. Ready as always.
Like I said, though, if you happen to lose Tanya before she destroys everything, you still have to send troops in because, look, you can lead AI to enemy bases, but you can't make them destroy those bases. I don't know how that's supposed to go. It's just a problem with flow in this mission, realistically. Like, the entire portion with Tanya and so on, this mission was probably, I think, like 30 minutes, something like that, originally. You speed everything up, and you still have a mission that sticks around a little too long, especially for a second mission in the campaign.
Affirmative, sir.
And obviously the nuclear reactor, or at least the big reactor, always kind of screws me up.
There's more where that came from. Settle down, boys. Command's on the line. This is it. Guardian tank, awaiting deployment. Don't let up, lads. Ready as always.
Randy's still out in the open, and sure, I could probably click on like the AI options and force them somewhere, but do I really need to micromanage the hard AI? You'd think I wouldn't have to.
What's on the agenda?
My base. You destroyed it. I know who you are now, and I will see to your end. This is personal.
Come on now! We're on it, sir. Of course, sir. Now get theirs.
Nice job, Commander. You know, I think you and I make a pretty good team. Nice work. That was well played. The Allied leaders are safe, and Cannes has been liberated. I think General Bingham will be rather impressed.
Guardian tank, awaiting deployment.
Well, at least it's not the only one with Tanya in it, so we have other future missions to look forward to.